Hello, dear friends of the astrology. The Sad Sangat Astrology is here again to record this video on Mars in Virgo. Mars enters Virgo June 17th, and I can even give you the time. At 3:40 a.m. Central Time, there'll be 4:40 a.m. Eastern Time, and it enters right in conjunction with the fixed star Regulus. So from the start, we can uh, expect a punch, right? Because Regulus is a very regal star, and it also matches the energy of Mars because it gives this militaristic tendency. However, if not used properly, like in a regal way, then it could be short-lived. So we will develop in this video the great importance of Mars transiting Virgo because the south node is there because it is the sign, Virgo is the sign where half of the eclipses are happening. And I would say it's opposing also the eclipses that are happening in Pisces. So, and every time the so-called malefics of the zodiac, like Mars and Saturn, join the eclipse points, then something can develop and it's a trigger. But it's a trigger in a bad way, I would say, because of the uh, uh, traditional malefic influences of these planets. So Mars at that time when joining the eclipse energy will bring outbursts of energies and as well as conflict, problems of any kind. In Virgo, they could be related to work, to service, and opposition to Pisces. It could be very much trying to control the situation and to do a very detailed work in order to control situations because Virgo likes to work and Virgo likes to do a perfect work and perfect the work, go to the details in order to manage things and keep the physical under control, the material reality under control. So Mars comes here and works hard to do the Virgo work. So also Mars in Virgo will push for the development of skills and every tool that is necessary to do the Virgo work. So this is the chart of the Mars ingress in Virgo, which with the aspects that is forming pretty soon after, it doesn't look very nice, I will say. So the only nice aspect is this sextile with Jupiter that will form pretty soon in a few days, but is in conjunct Saturn. So here there is this action that needs to be adjusted according to the restrictions, the rules, the obstacles of Saturn in Aries. Well, Mars is the ruler of Aries. However, Mars is not so comfortable in Virgo. It's somewhat comfortable, but not completely because it's an earth sign. It needs to go slower. And Mars likes to go and punch, a hit. However, Virgo is asking Mars to look at the details here and gather facts in order to take action and initiative. But there is a need to readjust with the rules of the game, right? Because Saturn is putting barriers, is saying, well, not so far, not so fast, either, Mars. You need to be within these limits. Is also forming a yod pretty soon with when it arrives around 2-3 degrees. There is an in conjunction to Pluto and in conjunction to Neptune. So here we will see at 2 degrees of Virgo there will be an eclipse as well. So it's an eclipse point. So we will see a lot of manipulation of action. Pluto manipulates society here. Very cruel events we'll see in society. Much death, and Saturn is. No, Saturn, no, Neptune will be in the yod. So Neptune is this in Aries. Neptune in Aries is the diffusion and delusion of identities, and this concept of identity and freedom and independence that is very fluid, that it doesn't have limits. And so this combination could be detrimental, I would say, the least. And we will go, I will review the conjunctions that Marx makes with the different eclipses in Virgo and opposing the eclipses in Pisces. So if this material is useful for you, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you support me, and also make a comment, ask a question. I really appreciate your support. So now I'm going to share the charts that I prepared for you. And we'll see the first one that I want to show you is the Sibley chart. Let me see if this is exactly what you're seeing or not. No. Okay, so let me figure this out. So here it is. This is the Sibley chart. Is the most used and recognized as accurate chart for the United States. July 4th, 1776, 5:10 p.m. Sorry, in Philadelphia. So ascendant 12 degrees of Sagittarius, and here we will have the Mars entering the 10th house. So I know the midheaven is in Libra, but the 10th house whole sign houses system, which is what I use not only for my videos but for my practice. The 10th house represents the maximum authority, the presidency, and also the party in power. So in this case, right now, it represents President Trump and also the Republican Party. The opposite side, Pisces, represents the people in general and also the party of the opposition. So that will be the Democratic Party in this instance, right? So we have Neptune at 2225 of Virgo in the decan of Taurus. So we have Neptune that is slower, very comfy there. And Neptune, unfortunately, represents deceit, deception, smoke and mirrors and such. And we had an eclipse on Neptune. And I'll tell you exactly the date. Of course, I have the record here. So 23 degrees 56 minutes happens March 14, 2025. So, and we have seen the developments related to this Neptune. So we don't know what's going on. One day is one thing, the next and another thing, and it's so confusing. We are disoriented, and people don't know what to do. This is the eclipse in on Neptune. And also, as the ruler of Pisces, it is also stunning and disorienting for the opposing party ruled by Neptune, who rules Pisces. So that's for that. Now I'm gonna stop again and change because we will see every chart. Okay, so here we have Mars already at 2 degrees, 7 minutes, and it's June 20th, 2025 at 10 p.m. This is Central Time. Sorry about it, but that's my time zone. But it doesn't really matter much because Mars takes a few hours to change the minutes. So this is a little bit more. I would say 2 minutes after the conjunction with the lunar eclipse that will happen at 2 degrees and 5 minutes in February 20th, 2027. So it is already telling us something about the eclipse that is coming. It may trigger some themes, it may trigger some events that will relate directly to that eclipse. And that eclipse is the last one in the series Virgo Pisces, because after that the eclipses will start in Leo Aquarius. So already that day is June 20th, which is, by the way, if you see here, the sun at 0 Cancer is the day of the solstice. Summer solstice in the North Hemisphere, and starting on this day, the sun will be every day, will be a shorter day until we hit the equinox and so on, the solstice. which will bring us in winter to the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so here we have a Mars that is in a yod, is the apex of the yod with as I said, Neptune and a little bit of Saturn as well. If we take it as a unit, and Pluto. And at the same time, Pluto is also at the apex of another yod formed by Jupiter and a little bit of the Sun, right? Because this Jupiter is combust, and Mars. So we have the two malefics at the apex of a yod. So this could be something very significant in the area of conflicts because both are malefic. Pluto is total cruelty to the extreme, and Mars is conflict. So conflict, it could be war, it could be any kind of conflict, but there could be also um, um, natural catastrophes, even health problems, since Virgo is related to the health. But also, Virgo, we need to take a look at Virgo as a sign that is the working class. Also is associated with work, with service, is also associated with the military and the healthcare system and everything that is social services. Both Virgo and Pisces are in this area of service and health and healing, right? Pisces is healing, Virgo is health and health problems. So Virgo is associated with looking for a better health, looking to fix problems. And Pluto in Aquarius is transforming, deeply transforming society, the collective, the common folk, the regular people. And unfortunately, Pluto also in Aquarius, it is associated with the mass death. And since Pluto entered Aquarius, we have seen that in many places of the world. So this is the darker part of Pluto. It is a positive, but it usually comes after we have to endure this heavy influence of Pluto. June 25th is the new moon in Cancer, and I'll show you the chart as well. So bear with me. So here we have Mars at 4 degrees 50 something, 57 of Virgo. And this it coincides with the opposition to a lunar eclipse that will happen August 28, 2026 at 4 degrees 53. So a little early in the evening of the June 25th. But here we see the almost we see the separating the moon from the sun. So the new moon happened at 5 a.m. and Mars enters the fourth 53 degrees in the evening. So we have barely come out of the new moon with this configuration. And Mars is already coming out of the in conjunct with Neptune and is now in a quintile, biquintile with Neptune. So still active, kind of a creative. There is a lot of creativity in this connection, Mars and Neptune. It could be that we got imagination, we get ideas, inspiration in order to act and to uh, initiate something. And we see these planets at anaretic degrees, Mercury at the end of Cancer, Uranus at the end of Taurus in sextile. So we may have surprise news that we welcome, but that's about all. There is a sextile with Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter sextile, and also Mars Sun sextile. So meaning that the Sun is closing its cycle with Mars. And actually, they will not conjoin yet until Capricorn. That will be in January 2026. They will have a conjunction. And I also have a blog article regarding the cycle of Mars and Sun in Capricorn. So I invite you to read it, and I'm going to show you how to find it. Here you have my blog, satsangat.astrology.blogspot.com. And by the way, you can translate it with Google to any language that you like. So here I published this May 12, 2025, but the conjunction is in the January 9th, 2026 in Capricorn, and here are the historical perspective about it. This is the chart for the 1868 and 1900 and the historical events that we had previously. So, and at the end, I'll show you the chart for the January 9th, and it happens at 19 degrees 12 minutes of Capricorn. So this is one of the articles that you may want to read because it's coming up next year as well, even before the conjunction of Saturn-Neptune perfects. So this is another article I wrote regarding the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And I also investigated the historical conjunctions and discovered that this has happened in zero Aries only once in history, and this happened in 4,362 to 4,361 BC. And I'll explain, I show you all that that happened at that time and my insights regarding this conjunction. So I would appreciate if you visit my blog, and there is on the right side here, I have other blogs that I write. One is for poetry, the other is for French cuisine, and I even have another blog in Spanish. So here it says followers, and you can click on follow, and you can follow my blog either anonymously. If you don't have a Google account or you don't want to use your Google account, you can follow me anonymously. So, or if you like, you can use your Google account. I would appreciate very much if you visit it and Give me your insights about it. So the previous one was Mars conjunction, the eclipse happening August 28, 2026, at 4 degrees 53 minutes, actually opposition with the lunar eclipse in Pisces at 4 degrees 53 minutes. But this chart is the conjunction with the lunar eclipse that will happen March 3rd, 2026 at 12 degrees 53 minutes. And here we have a biseptile with Saturn, with Uranus, sorry, and Moon is forming a trine, not yet. But we have this opposition Moon Jupiter that could be very expansive for the public, for the masses of people. And Mars is approaching the South Node, which may mean um, lack of energy, for example, uh, propensity for the immune system to be weakened, and also to contract some illnesses related to inflammation, especially the digestive system. So you need to watch out your health, and especially inflammation, fever, and infections. It could be virus or it could be bacterial, doesn't matter. It could also be used for the opposition to Pisces, you know. So we need to be careful. So it is in conjunct series. So there is a need to adjust with what we eat, our food. There could be news about food poisoning, for example, but always remember that every time Mars or Saturn hit an eclipse point that is very close, because it is within the season of the signs, right, where the north and south node are, we are always seeing news related to that eclipse. But that's not all, because we have another conjunction, no, opposition, sorry, coming up for Mars. Mars will make a conjunction with another eclipse. Let's see if I can show you next one. Yeah, this one. So Mars is now conjuncting the next eclipse in line, happening September 7, 2025 at 15 degrees Virgo. And it is opposing, meaning that the sun would be in Virgo, so it's and the moon will be in so Mars will be in the place where the sun will be in the eclipse. Obviously, right. So it is opposing then this lunar eclipse in Pisces that will happen next September 7. So here we have a sesquiquadrate with Pluto. So it is a sesquiquadrate is 135, so it will be 90 degrees plus 60 degrees, right? So there is an obstacle, and then we overcome the obstacle. So and it's a closing aspect to from Mars to Pluto. And what else? Another is an in okay in conjunct to Ceres again. So something regarding what we eat, it is producing inflammation or infection or something that we ingest. And remember, Mars is ruler of Ceres, so it could also be some poison. So and we need to be careful regarding that. By that time, Uranus has already moved into Gemini and is approaching this small trine. I also talked about the small trine between Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, and I can show you the article in my blog as well, where you can read about it. In fact, I have written two articles on this small trine, and this is the first one. Um, Asking if there is a new dawn. So I analyze each of the planets in the sign, like Pluto in Aquarius with sextile Neptune, and then Uranus in Gemini, and how Uranus sextile Neptune and the meaning, and Saturn conjunct Neptune, a little bit here about the effects. For example, on initiatives, effects on individuality, on the mind, on creativity, and also on identity. So Uranus, Pluto, trine in air signs, and I have some dates for you here where this uh, triple aspect is perfecting, because it's perfected 5 times at 4 degrees, at 3 degrees, 6 degrees twice, and 8 degrees also. So that's one of the articles. The other article is more of a historical investigation where I go back to ancient times. 4500 BC, and I investigate the events and what happened. So it's kind of a little longer, but it will give you a perspective to interpret the new events. So I show you, as I said, the different conjunctions. This is the first one that is perfected by degree, not so much by minutes, but it's August 25, 2025. So this is coming, and this is the first perfection of the small triangle that is also with a T-square from Mars, Ceres, and Jupiter. So very, very eventful times that we are living in. So I encourage you to visit my blog and read all about it, because I do not so often, but because it takes a lot of work to do these. So it's a lot of work and a lot of research. So I would greatly appreciate if you at least read it and give it your insights about it. So next conjunction is Mars at 23 degrees 56 minutes of Virgo is conjoining the lunar eclipse point that happened already March 14, 2025. And so at this time is forming an opposition to Saturn, but very far, like 80 degrees apart. However, it can be felt already. But let's see, it has a square from Venus square Saturn, sorry, Venus square Mars. Okay. And here is the conjunction with the North Node that happens. Mars conjunct the South Node. Sorry. Let me look at the ephemeris. It happens July the 20th also. So July the 20th is at 19 degrees 39 minutes. Mars joins the South Node. So this is a day, a time when your energy may be very low. And as I said, it might be due to some digestive problems or some kind of vulnerability. Other than that, it forms a quintile with Jupiter, so there could be creativity, and and the moon is also near the south node, so not a very good perspective from the south node eclipse. Usually, all the planetary conjunctions with the south node means a drain of the energy of that planet. So, less initiative, less activity, less aggressive behavior, less assertiveness, more um, of a soldier in the barracks, right? The soldier in a place of rest because it's not doing much. So that happens July 27th, 10:30 p.m., 2025, of course. And that's not all, because we have a very eventful time um, when Mars opposes another eclipse, and let me show you which one it is. So here is opposing an eclipse, a lunar eclipse in Pisces at 25 degrees 40 minutes, which happened September 17, 2024. So last year. So this is an activation of last year eclipse. You can go back and take a look at what happened around that time of the eclipse, either before or after. For example, I moved states, right? And you might have had an event. Not all the eclipses are triggers in your life, but some of them, if they touch a planet, an angle, or some important point in your chart, then they may trigger some, or a progressed planet as well, or angle. So we need to take a look at the chart and see what can possibly happen. And I want to point out that Saturn will come to retrograde, right, with Neptune, but Saturn will come to this point of this eclipse in Pisces at 25 degrees that happened September 2024. And it will be there, Saturn will be at that point, at that eclipse, October 28th through December 30th. So it will stay 2 months because at that point, 25 degrees, Saturn is stationary direct. So during those 2 months, we will have important, significant events happening related to that, what happened in September last year. So get ready, write it on your calendars because this is very important. And let me tell you, that's not all, because as long as Mars is in Virgo, it will keep hitting those. And I think this is the last one. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the last one because this one is Mars hitting another eclipse that is coming in September 21st, 2025 at 29 degrees 4 minutes. And Mars reaches this point already in August 5th, 2025. And yes, planets hitting eclipses that will be in the future, in the close future, yes, they activate or they give us a preview of what that eclipse is about. So that's why many times we have events in our lives related to an eclipse that hasn't happened yet. But especially if the planet, transiting planet, is within the degrees, within the signs where the nodes are transiting and where the eclipses are happening. So this is a very important hit of Mars. Is hitting a solar eclipse. That is coming up in September this year. And let's take a look at this chart. Mars at 29 is opposing not only Saturn but also Neptune. And it's forming a kite. A kite, many astrologers think that this is a very stable thing. It's not. I follow and I have also confirmed in my research and in my practice that kites are very unstable, very highly unstable configuration. Think of the kite in the sky. You are putting the kite in the air, and it's all at the mercy of the wind. So it's not as stable at all. So it represents a very unstable time, and that kite is perfecting August the 6th. So this Mars conjoining the point of the eclipse, the solar eclipse, is August 5th. And August 6th is more closer, is closer, is more perfect because Mars enters already Libra, opposing Saturn and Neptune from the opposite sign. So but already we have the moon in square with Mars, and it's an opening square, which is a crisis in action. So we have this opposition with Saturn, Neptune, and it's a very volatile chart. I'm gonna say it's volatile like a kite, right? It's at the mercy of the winds. And at the mercy of this Mars and these here this Saturn, Neptune. So what can I say? We have rest of the year very eventful, and especially a month of July and beginning of August. That is really it's really eventful, to say the least. I wish you good luck, but let me also show you the my contact information. Here it is. Here it is, my contact information. If you would like the transits or the astrological report for how these Mars hits will hit you, don't hesitate to send me an email asking me for your information. If you have planets or angles in the mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, you will be affected by. And especially if those points or planets are close to those degrees that I mentioned. And you will see events developing on those dates when Mars hits those. So I will repeat the dates from the month of June. We have the Ingress. We have on 17th of June. The next one is Friday, June 20th at 2 degrees. The next one is Wednesday, 25th of June at 4, almost 5 degrees. Next one is July the 9th at 12 or 13 degrees. And next one is 14th of July at 15, 22 degrees, or around 15 degrees. Then uh, next one is July the 20th when Mars joins the South Node. That's super important. Next, July 27 at 23 degrees to 56, almost 24. Uh, 27, 28th of July. And the next one is Wednesday, the 30th of July at 25:40. And the last one is August 5th at 29 degrees. So that's a review for you, and I wish you good luck. Tell me all about it in the description below if you like to share and or ask a question or give me your insights about this. How do you think this will develop? How Mars will trigger some events, either in your personal life or someone else's life or in the country? Okay, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and have a great month of June and July.